this video, we're diving into one of rock's most heartbreaking decisions. And trust me, when you hear the full story, you'll understand why Francis Buchholz walked away from platinum records, sold out stadiums, and millions of dollars to be with his 2 newborn daughters. But here's what nobody tells you. The real reason wasn't just about being a good father. There was something else happening behind the scenes. Something that made staying in Scorpions literally impossible. And when you find out what it was, his decision will hit you differently. Francis passed away just days ago, and now the music world is finally asking the questions we should have asked decades ago. His departure from Scorpions in 1992 wasn't just a band breakup, it was an escape. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why the man who built stadiums with his bass chose silence over stardom. There are sounds we take for granted, like the beat of our own heart. You don't hear it constantly, but it's the only thing keeping you alive. In Scorpions, Francis Buchholz was exactly that, the invisible heartbeat. Music is in mourning, because Francis Buchholz, the bassist of Scorpions' golden era, has passed away at 71. His departure occurred on January 22, 2026, and just like he lived his final years, his goodbye was discreet, far from the spotlight that once illuminated him before 500,000 people. I'm Charles Montero. This is the story of the architect when the bass built an empire. To understand what we lost, let's travel back to 1973. Francis was a kid from Hanover studying mechanical engineering. He understood structures, and perhaps that's why his contribution to bass was so mathematical, so precise, you could feel it in your chest. When he joined Scorpions, the band was just a local hard rock project. With him, the world conquest began. Francis was there for Fly to the Rainbow, In Trance, Virgin Killer. But it was in the 80s when his bass became a stadium weapon. Listen closely to The Zoo or Big City Nights. Francis's bass doesn't fight for attention. It pushes from below like a tectonic force. In Rock You Like a Hurricane, the guitars are the storm, but his bass is the atmospheric pressure that makes it dangerous. He played in the pocket, millimetrically alongside the kick drum, creating a Germanic, unbreakable wall of sound. Platinum records, world tours, private jets. He was in the official photo. He was the family that Germany exported to the world. Nothing seemed able to break that bond. But behind the applause of 300,000 people at the '83 US festival, the human machinery was wearing down, and Francis felt it in every fiber of his being. The price of glory. The year everything changed. The official narrative was vague for years. Exhaustion, creative differences. But the reality was far more painful, like a punch to the gut that leaves you breathless. Scorpions was no longer a band, it was a multinational corporation. Francis revealed years later that the internal environment had become toxic. New management arrived, lawyers taking control, according to his own words, that betrayed a frustration contained for years. Imagine this. You're with your childhood friends, but to make a decision there are legal intermediaries, financial disputes, fights over brand control. Francis confessed with a mix of resignation and pain. There was no freedom left. I had to choose between living like that or getting my life back. The conflict escalated to the courts, according to Deutsche Welle reports. A fight over rights and administration that left deep scars, the kind that never fully heal. But there was another factor, a luminous one that changed the color of his perspective. Francis became a father to twin girls. He already had a young son at home. The dilemma hit him with crystal clarity. Keep touring fighting with lawyers, or be the father his children needed. Francis chose peace of mind over the inertia of fame. And although it took fans decades to forgive that absence, today we understand it was the decision of a wise man. He prioritized his humanity over his persona, feeling a profound relief, like someone who finally puts down a weight they'd been carrying for years. Wind of Change, the eternal signature. We can't talk about Francis without mentioning his greatest mark, Wind of Change. He didn't just play bass on it, he lived the historic moment, watching the world change before his eyes in Moscow. That simple melodic bass line that holds up rock's most famous whistle is his eternal signature. After '92, Francis disappeared from the public eye. Many thought he'd retired forever, but a musician of his caliber never stops playing, he just stops touring. To everyone's surprise and joy, he returned with Michael Schenker in Temple of Rock. Seeing him on stage, white hair but with the same precision in his fingers, was a gift. The confirmation that music still flowed through his veins, simply on his own terms. The silence of the bass. Francis was 71 years old, an age where we still expect to see our heroes take one last lap. But fate had other plans that froze everyone's blood. His family, his wife Hella and his children Sebastian, Louisa and Marietta, confirmed that he passed away peacefully, surrounded by love, after a private battle with cancer. Specialized media like Planet Rock reported that he had been diagnosed with an aggressive, fast-growing lymphoma. Francis faced this illness with the same discretion with which he handled his life. No media circus, no sold exclusives, just a man facing his mortality alongside those he chose to prioritize in 1992, feeling perhaps that this decision had been the most accurate of his life. Klaus, Rudolf and Matthias published a simple message. His legacy will live forever. Our hearts are with Hella and his family. The circle closes, legal disputes fade away, and only the memory remains of the kids who left Hanover to devour the world. Francis's family wrote something beautiful. You gave him the world, and he gave you his music in return. Though the strings have fallen silent, his soul remains in every note he played. They're right. Recorded music is immortal. As long as streaming platforms, vinyl and radio exist, Francis's bass will keep sounding, young and strong, holding up the rhythm of our lives. A favor before we finish. Today or tomorrow, play your favorite Scorpions song. No One Like You, Still Loving You, The Zoo. But this time, don't sing. Mentally isolate the low sound, the vibration that hits your stomach. Listen to Francis. You'll realize that although the architect is gone, the building he constructed is indestructible.
Rest in peace, Francis Buchholz. Thank you for the groove, for the story, and for teaching us when to stay and when to leave. Comment below which Scorpions bass line you remember most. Let's turn the comments into a wall of respect for this legend. If this tribute added value to your day, take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next stories about the people who shaped music, culture, and history, often from the shadows. I'm Charles Montero. See you in the next story.